All right, what's up, y'all? I am going to do a video today, and I want to talk about the perspective of fathers. I would ask that you share this video. I would ask that you like, share, and subscribe. Individuals need to hear this video. So I'm going to break it down to you like this. When we listen to when we listen to um, when we listen to the perspective and narratives on fathers, especially in the Black community, I will say this today, and like I will always say it, whenever you talk about fathers, it's always bad. Whenever you talk about mamas, it's always good. If you can remember, the lyrics that Tupac spoke about his father, he said something about my father, the coward wasn't there or something. Yeah, he said the coward wasn't there. Tretch from Naughty by Nature said to his dad, he said, never knew my dad, mother, and unbelievable. And the amazing perspective and narrative is when you listen to songs about fathers, they always come with a understanding that the father was bad. Once again, Tretch from Naughty by Nature said, I never knew my dad, mother, the fag. Tupac said that his father was a coward and he never was there. But yet, social media and the perspective of news and the culture and climate, that what we are seeing, because it's not hard to hide no more. What we are seeing about women is very disturbing. I don't think I would have been that emotional. I truly don't think I would have been that emotional, whereas I would have never questioned my mother about my father. When you're young, you are naive. When you are young, it is understood that you don't understand when you're young. However, as you get older, your experiences is supposed to open up your eyes to a possible different perspective. And I'm just say this. If your father was not there, meaning if your mother and father didn't live in the same house, I am totally confused as to how you could ever hate your father. Let me say that again. If your mother and father did not live in a house when you were conceived, I'm not talking about they broke up. I'm talking about when you were conceived. If your mother and father didn't live in the same house, you need to question your mother. You need to question your mother, because you now as an adult, you should understand what it takes to run and function in a household. If your father was never there and your mother had a baby with somebody who had a whole nother house to take care of, you might want to question your mother. You might want to question your mother. That's number one. You might want to question your mother. If your mother and father, number two, I'm gonna put this in numbers. I'm gonna say the top three, and then I'm gonna still talk. But I'm gonna say the top three. Number one, if your mother and father didn't live in the same house, you might want to question your mother as to what was the deal with your father. You might want to question your mother. Another thing, number two, I'm naming the top three things. Number two, if you listen to how your mother talks and she hates men, are you really questioning it as to why you don't have a father? Are you really questioning? Are you really going with that narrative that your father wasn't there after listening to your mother and your mother hates men? I want to be clear about something. Chances are if your mother hates men, it's not because of her experiences. It's because of what she was taught. So your mother came into the world of dating, the world of adulthood, with a perspective and narrative about men that for her children, her kids, which is you, would never had a chance at having a father. Never had a chance at having a father. You just don't get that. There's just no way you're going to tell me, there's no way you're going to tell me, my mom hate men, and so her and my dad just didn't get along. If you want to put that narrative into perspective, ask your mama about a food she hate and see if she ever ate it. Just ask her. You'll notice if there's a food your mom don't like, you never seen her eating it. Why? Because she don't like it. So if she don't like men, what makes you think you ever had a chance of having a father? What makes you think that? My mother told me something. And my mother said, I did not want to be like my mother. She said, I did not want to be like my mother. She said, I did not want to, this is what my mother said. I did not want to be like my mother. I wanted to make sure all my kids had the same father. She said, if the man came to pick one of y'all up, he would have to take all of y'all. Now, this is what my mom said, that she didn't want to be like her mother, which means that perspective and narrative had developed from her childhood. We are all a version of our childhood. You don't get older and then develop all these hatred perspectives and narratives. All this came from childhood. I understand women from my mother. I see how my mother didn't like men, and I said, this is why when she disrespected me, I said, I'm not having it. Not going for it. All right? Number three. If your mother and your father wasn't married, understand the perspective of men. Men are responsible. Responsibility is to provide and protect. You don't get this when y'all dating. You get this when you become his wife. There was a time when women didn't date. Dating just came about in the 50s, like 50s and 60s. When you got of age, your father gave you to another man. Your father gave you to your husband. We don't do that no more. That's gone. So a lot of individuals A lot of women, because they never understood the structure of family and men and women, it's the reason why you don't have a daddy. It's the reason why you don't have a daddy. It's the reason why. My daughter don't have me as a father because her mother watched her mother have 3 kids by 3 different men as she owned a shot house. She was selling, and then when you can't, she was selling liquor. And then sometimes, depending on how you looked, how you smelled, I don't know, she had a cock eye. So I don't know what advantages or whatever you got. You got some liquor and some coochie. She had a liquor and coochie combo. And that's what it got down to. If your mama, yours, if your mama don't understand or didn't understand the structure of family, didn't understand what a man meant, it's the reason to see why you got a father. But of course, here's what you're going to listen to. Your father wasn't there. Your father just left us. He wasn't supposed to be there. I remember one time I was dating this woman, and she had a baby with a man that was on drugs. And that man wasn't there. And her son and her used to literally get into fistfights. Her son took it out on her. So when we were talking, she said to me, and I quote, she said, "My son and I fight because his father wasn't there." I said, it wasn't meant for him to be there. When I said that, her jaw dropped. You see, women are only used to and only want to hear things that make them look good or cater to the situation from their favor. I said, tell your son his father wasn't supposed to be there. I said, listen, let me say this. Were you and him married? No. Why not? Because he had problems. He was in the streets. He was doing this and all that. I said, well, you shouldn't have had a baby. That man shouldn't have been your son's father. I said, so the perspective of him having a father, you didn't put that in place for that to be possible. It's rearing its ugly head, and this is why he don't have a father. This is why he don't have a father. He don't have a father because the man didn't want to be there. You can't have a baby with an irresponsible person and think a baby gonna make them responsible. That's not how it works. Women want everybody and want the world to think that. There are women out there. Your mother could have been one of them, and she thought that, you know what, when I give him this, he gonna become a man of some structure. When I give him this, he gonna become a man that's gonna be responsible. That's not how it works. That's not how it works. Women want to believe that's how it works. Women want to tell you that's how it works, but that's not how it works. It's not how it works. There are women out there that don't understand structure. So I'm gonna get back to what I was talking about earlier when I said the songs. When we think about mother songs, we think about Happy. The group The Intruders made a song, "I always love my mama. She brought me in this world. We're talking about mama." And then they said, "What about Pop? Pop, that man Pop was in the streets, man. Man, Pop was in it." They just chucking up, disrespecting men. This is the reason why I want no part and will not accept one lick of disrespect. I won't accept it. I won't accept it. You disrespect me, it was nice knowing you. It was nice knowing you. So, like I was saying, when you hear the song by the Intruders, it talks about how good mama was. When you hear the song by the Temptations, it's just rambling off a list of negative things about fathers. As a man, I urge you to truly lower the temperament that you have on disrespect from your children and your child's mom, ex-wife, or baby mama, especially if you're a black man. The tone and temperament of the black community bleeds into the fact as to why we are not believed as men. It's the reason why us men, we are not taken seriously. There's no consideration. Listen, in the community you call black, women are out there having babies with bums because they got a built-in men ain't nothing clause. It's built in. So women can simply say, well, men ain't nothing anyway. This is why, I can have a baby with a bum, and I got a built-in excuse. It is truly amazing. These roads out here are bad. Real bad. So, once again, when you guys navigate yourself in society, especially through this family court thing, don't be so quick to set aside the disrespect. Don't be so quick to set it aside. Take that disrespect and make sure you say to whomever it is you're dealing with, I want no parts of it. I want no parts of being disrespected. That's one of the reasons why I'm not in a relationship today. Every time I meet a woman, there's a perspective and narrative of my friends come first, my friends, this, that, all these narratives, and having a man is not on the list. It's all these narratives as to why I should understand, oh, I'm going here, I'm going there. As I told my ex-girlfriend last week, not interested in a black woman with friends. I'm not. I understand now that is the biggest reason as to why you're going to have problems if you have a woman of color. Yeah, that is the biggest reason why you're going to have problems. Is dealing with a woman that have absolutely no curriculum on family, a woman that has no curriculum on understanding the structure of a relationship, let alone dealing with a man and having a baby with one. That's where you messing up at. If you dealing with a woman, that mug went in the ditch. Oh my. So I'm gonna show y'all. I am literally storm. I am driving out here in a storm, and I'm seeing cars in the ditch. I'm seeing cars just, they don't know how to drive in this stuff. So, you know, I'm in my X3, so I got all-wheel drive in this thing, but I am looking at individuals just straight in the ditch because I got caught out there. I got caught out there 3-4 years ago when it snowed, and I had rear-wheel drive and front-wheel drive cars. So I got a four-wheel, like I said, I got four-wheel drive now, so things are a lot different. Not speeding like that guy, but I totally get it, because when you're driving, when you got these banks on the side of the road, you want to take it easy, because a wind or something can come up and easily get you in one of these banks. And the way you go into a bank is you might want to floor it. You might want to floor it. You could find yourself heading in one of them banks. I don't think I'm gonna take this way coming back. I think I'm gonna take I'm gonna take the long way coming back. I might take the long way coming back because it's the highway. So, you know, the snow don't. Oh, yes, it did. It built up on the highway. So now I'm taking this way. Yeah. So like I was saying. A lot of I just listen. What it gets down to is what everybody got to understand is this. Every woman that you deal with is a product of her childhood. It's a product of what her parents brought her up on. This is why a lot of women have babies in their teens. They have babies in their teens because they are looking for love. They have babies in their teens because their mother got them being the big sister / big sister husband, and got them watching over their little brothers and sisters. This is what happens. So they have a baby thinking that man is going to get them out of that situation, and they can be relieved of it. So all the trauma and everything that people deal with in their childhood is we carry over, of course, into our adulthood. When you guys listen to me, I would say my biggest trauma is as the youngest in my family. My biggest trauma was my brothers beating me up. They used to beat me up. Ouch! They used to beat me up. And so, because my brothers used to beat me up, I was like, it made me tough. And it's the reason why y'all hear me talk about a lot of perspectives, how I handle things, is because of how I came up. Everything is how you came up. So when you're dealing with these women, it's how they came up. I was talking to Dave Nutzer, Liga Dash Chapter 201, Rochester, New York. And we were talking about, hey man, my wife just, ex-wife now, but I just didn't want her to do this. I said, nah. I said, that's not where your resentment came from. Your resentment came from your mother. Your mother took you out of school. You even said it a lot of times. She took me away from my friends. You said that a lot. You said a lot. She took all your toys. You said that a lot. That pain don't just dissolve. That pain stays with you. And there's always somebody that's going to pay the price for that. Not saying it's a negative, but you're going to use that resentment as some crazy fuel. And, you know, when you see high school shooters, they're teenagers. Where did they get all that hatred from? Childhood. Ted Kaczynski, Unabomber, childhood. Everything comes from your childhood. A woman would like to tell you that you made her a certain way. No, you didn't. It came from her childhood. My ex-girlfriend, The one that I told y'all made 100, just got promoted and made 190,000. That woman has, I call her zero Shaquita. She has no Shaquita in her because she came up in a big 6,000 square foot home on a lake in a beautiful neighborhood, and didn't have no problems. That's why she concerned with racial issues as opposed to inner city issues, because she didn't live in a bad inner city. She lived in a good neighborhood. Childhood. So I'm gonna tell y'all something that y'all need to understand, and something that y'all need to know and always understand. When you are dealing with these females, understand that they are going to take on the curriculum of the black community, especially about men. As I tell black men, as I tell white men, the comparison between both. White women are going to give you, they're going to allow you to court them. They're going to give you the home. They're going to give you some time when they cooking for you. They're going to give you some part of being a woman. You're not getting that with women of color. With women of color, it's going to be the second that pregnancy test strip reads positive, they got you. The BS is going to start. They don't have a higher ceiling of the pregnancy test strip in dating. And I want to be clear. My former co-host Joy Green said women do not get pregnant by accident. She said that. I believe that. I believe that. Every time a woman gets pregnant, it's intentional. I believe that. I believe that. You can say to yourself, I don't believe this. You can say to yourself whatever you want. It's all you. But I believe that. I believe that. And I'm gonna elaborate on the fact as to why I believe that. I have helped thousands, and I mean, I have helped thousands, and I mean thousands of men. Thousands of men. Thousands of men who was dealing with a woman, blah, 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 blah. And then the second the baby come, she just go ham on them. They can't get along. They can't do nothing no more. The second the baby come along. It is unbelievable. Unbelievable. They can be going through ups and downs, ups and downs, ups and downs. The second the baby come along, it's all downhill and getting worse. I mean, hit the bottom and the chick pull out a shovel to go deeper. And that's because it all ties back to a woman not having a father in her life. You men, I'm gonna tell you what my father in my life. I'm gonna tell you what having a father in my life did for me. As I told you guys, like I always tell you, I don't know who I'd be if I wasn't my father. I wake up every day and say, I'm going to be like my dad. Every day I wake up, I say, I'm going to be like my dad. Every day. Every day I wake up. I tell people, and I mean it, I don't know how I would be if I had to be me. I don't. I have no idea how I would be if I had to be me. Listen to how that sounds. I don't. I watched my dad handle things. I watched my dad, the way he talked. I watched my dad the way he took care of himself. You had to move over, man. God dang. But I watched my dad and all them things. I watched how he talked. I watched how my dad ate food. I learned how to drive a stick shift just watching my dad. It excites me to know that I am my father. It does. It excites me to know I am my father. It does. Wow. I'm sorry, I'm having a thought. All because my mom said, I didn't want to be like my mother. I wanted to make sure all of y'all had the same father. It's why I don't do emotional. Part of how I am in my toughness, it's got a lot to do with, I only had brothers. I didn't have any sisters. So I'm not compassionate towards estrogen like the average person. The average dude with sisters. All that play a part in. When I talk about individual, all of my friends got sisters. All of my friends either got sisters or was raised by their mama. So you never hear me say, hey, yo, what's up? I got XYZ on this live stream. Oh, what's up? We grew up together. Oh, you never heard that, have you? There's a reason for that. Reason for that. But I'm going to put a bow on this thing, man. I appreciate you guys for being here. Honestly, man, you guys could have been anywhere else in the world. Like, share, and subscribe. Check out the videos that's coming up. You see one, pick one. Pick which one of them videos to watch and check them out. Later, y'all.